Give this man a round of applause. Torchy's breaking down doors, walking in spaces not many of us are able to do all the time. This man is a bona fide chef, Heather B.
I love it. That's something different.
That's something different. Danbury, Connecticut, stand up.
Stand
up. Dr. Ian, where you at?
Dr. Ian Smith, call us up.
Come on. Hartwick College, stand up. This man got a business management degree from that institution. Stand up.
Wow.
You may have seen him on different various TV shows. Heather B. Owns checked in. Give him a round of applause for that. Good Morning America. Give him a round of applause for that.
Nice.
Food Network's Chopped. You can't just get on Chopped.
Nope. You could get on there, but it's tough, man. That ain't something you just willingly step up to. You have to understand what that is.
You have to. I don't know what that means.
It's next level.
It's next level.
Yeah.
And he reached it. Atlanta, stand up, man. This guy is the traveling chef. He has his own business. He'll cater for 2,000 to 5,000. Doesn't make a difference. He'll come to you. I want to welcome him to the show. The one and only chef, Shawn Osbey, is here.
Chef S.O.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Clap it up, man. Come on, man. Clap it up, man.
That's an introduction right there.
Come on, man. We got to celebrate you.
Thank you.
It's not a lot of black men I see on Chopped. I've seen Marcus was on there, though, right?
Yeah, Marcus was up there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
A judge.
He was a judge.
He judges.
How tall are you, Shawn?
6'7".
I know you get this all the time. People say, why are you not playing sports? But you did that.
I did. I played basketball for 4 years at Hartwick.
At Hartwick. You was nice.
I was nice, yeah.
Yeah.
I did a good job.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Very, very good.
I still hold titles.
Yeah.
I think I still hold most rebounds in the season.
How many was that about?
I don't know. It was a long time.
Okay. How many? What did you average? What was your high game?
I was averaging I think 18.
18 points a game?
I was doing it back then.
Wasn't your thing, though, right?
It wasn't my thing.
So you grew up cooking for your family?
Yeah, so we grew up. We were the house that everybody came to our house. We hosted all the big events, Christmas, holidays, barbecues, and I would get super excited about the whole experience. Even like cutting the grass, cleaning the house. I was like, "Come on, we got people coming. Let's go!"
Right.
And I just love entertaining, so it just stuck with me, and I still love it today.
And so cooking, what was it about culinary? Did you have a parent that taught you, or a grandparent that passed down some recipes? Like, what made you want to cook breakfast for your brothers in the morning?
It was just something I always loved. I love to eat. My family, my dad cooked a lot. We were a cooking family, so it just made me feel comfortable in the kitchen. We were always in the kitchen cooking something, so I was good at it, and that's what I went with.
What was your specialty, man? You look like you cook grits and shrimp.
Wow.
Yeah, I can do grits. I can do.
Why? 'Cause he black.
But I also can make fresh croissants, and I can make tarts and all that
Okay.
stuff. So I do it all.
Okay. Fresh. Do you speak a foreign language? Did you have to learn the language of the food you cook?
I'm not fluent, but I can speak some good kitchen Spanish.
Kitchen Spanish.
Yeah.
What's kitchen Spanish like?
It's a lingo. You got to know all the little the caliente, atrás, yellow, stuff like that's ice behind.
Chef,
That sound real.
Chef Preston Clark. He mentioned that he's executive chef at Lore.
Yeah.
And he mentioned about being able to speak to a lot of the other chefs in the kitchen who may be Hispanic and knowing that language and the lingo of different people. So I remember him specifically saying that when he sat in that seat.
Yeah, you don't gotta be fluent, but you gotta know.
No,
you gotta know.
you have to know. Yeah.
Were you ever an emotional eater? Because I gotta say, this is the first time I'm witnessing Citizens a chef that has this type of frame. There's no pooch. It looks like there's maybe some abs underneath there.
I got about 2 abs.
I got that.
You got that too, Sway?
No, yeah. All right, so go. I'm sorry. It's his interview. Go ahead.
Exactly.
But I'm wondering, outside of your relationship with food being a source of pleasure, but it feels like you also have a balanced relationship with food where you're not eating out of excess or always like eating your emotions.
So I was a chubby kid, growing up. I love to eat. So I had to make a decision when I was about, I think about 12, 13, that I was going to be fit. Started playing sports. That helped out a lot. And when I came into the Culinary Institute, when I went to a culinary school, I made a decision. I was like, I'm not going to be a fat chef. So I work out every day. I still try to play basketball when I can. So it's a part of my life.
Why you didn't want to be a fat chef? We see that a lot. Is that a lot?
Yeah, back in the day, that was the norm. And me, when I started working in restaurants, the chefs were big boys.
Yeah.
Big bags.
What about the substance abuse that takes place in the culinary industry? We talked about that before. It's a lot of Heather. You gave me some insight on that.
A lot of drinking because it's seller after a meal. I mean, it's part of it. But then I think the side that people don't talk about, especially in someone like Chef who is an executive chef, it's a lot of stress. It's unbearable at some point, depending on the restaurant or wherever they are. And a lot of chefs you see them smoking. I walk down the street in New York City like we all do, and you'll see a chef outside smoking. They may even cocaine. It's a lot of addiction because of the chef is the bloodline of the restaurant.
You see that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a stressful job. I mean, you're on your feet most of the
All day.
14, 15 hours. You know, it's you got about 500 people coming in. You got to feed, and they all want a personal experience that you're supposed to make amazing. And it's you got people calling out. People not showing up, product not coming in. So it's a stressful job. But and substance abuse, and you got to think about it too. Chefs love the luxury of things, like so they love eating good, they love drinking good, so they love the abundance of like all those things. So you put that into the environment of. And being a chef, it's an artist too. You get a big rush at the end of the night because you just accomplished this whole goal. Like your goal was to feed 1,000 people tonight, and you're like, wow, I did that. And you're like, I'm gonna have a drink, or I'm gonna take it further, and it's a high. You can really get caught up in it. Yeah.
I think for me too, Chef, if you don't mind, I think there's a clear distinction between a cook and a chef. There are a lot of people that cook, but a qualified and trained chef can actually run a kitchen, and that's some of the things that Chef is speaking about. A chef can cook, but a cook can't run a kitchen a lot of times, and that's another level of stress that I think
never even
people
thought about that. Yeah.
Understand? Hats off just for that alone. It's another level to be able to run a successful kitchen.
And that's what you do. So you're in charge of the cold cuts, making sure everything, like you know what I mean, like how does
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the garde manger kitchen, which is your salads, your cold items, to the appetizers, all your hot lines and stuff. That's you're responsible for all those things.
Being a chef, when you look at and you're from Danbury, Connecticut, and you're a handsome black guy, right, who stayed in shape, right, and it became food conscious and health conscious at 12 or 13. When you look at our community, if you had a chance to make a menu, I know this is a broad question, but of basic fundamentals to feed into our community for us to have a healthier palate and way of eating, what are some of the things you would eliminate from some of the diets you see that we have, and what are some of the things you would keep?
I don't think there's anything wrong with our diet. It's just the way that we kind of prepare it, So, all the deep frying, all the extra pork and all the fat, those things can be used in a proper way where you can make it good for you, So we have good food. Our collard greens, our black eyed peas, our okra, our chicken. It's good for you. It's just the way to prepare it. Just to change our mindset of how we cooking. And that took me a long time as a kid too. There's a lot of things I didn't like growing up. It was because my parents prepared it a different way. They would really cook out all the nutrients in the vegetables. They would be soggy. The rice would be overcooked. The eggs would be kind of scrambled too. And I was like, I don't like this stuff. But when I got old enough to start cooking it myself, I was like, oh, this does taste good, or the texture was different. So I think a lot of stuff, like definitely vegetables. I think we cook a lot of our nutrients out of our vegetables.
We cook the nutrients out of the vegetables, so they're no longer. So what are we doing? Cooking it too long?
Just cooking it too long. Yeah,
And I want to add on to something too, Chef, and get your opinion. But there's a trick that they would show you, and even if you take recreational culinary classes, when you're chopping vegetables, the moment if you're chopping spinach, when you see green like lines coming out, you've chopped it way too long. You're taking the nutrients out of the vegetables.
What do you mean when you see green lines? Like
the green, the sweat, the blood, the color from the vegetable. Once it comes out, the chlorophyll. Once it's stained, you chopped it way too much, and you're removing the nutrients from it. We do that a lot, and some people just don't know. But I would also like to ask, to Sway's point, portion control. Do you think that's another issue?
Absolutely. Portion control. We get these big plates, and we and just it goes back from my whole parents would make your plate and they make you sit there and eat it until you're done. Like, oh, I'm full, but no, you're gonna finish this plate. We gotta
that's right.
take that
like
away
too. Form of punishment.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna finish this plate. You're gonna eat what I put on your plate, and that's not necessarily the way to do it.
Chef Shawn Osbey is here, man. We've seen him on Chop. You've seen him everywhere, man. You might have seen him at Tao. Worked at Charlie Palmer's Steakhouse alongside the famous Charlie Palmer, right?
Yes, sir.
You worked next to Charlie Palmer?
I did. The 4 seasons in Las Vegas.
Why they pick you?
Why not, Sway?
I mean, well,
Why
okay. all right.
Why not me?
Well, what was it about you that,
So I worked at a country club in Greenwich, Connecticut. Bruce Ekdahl was my executive chef. And he put that call in for me, actually. He called Charlie Palmer himself and said, hey, I got this kid that I'm working with. He wants to be in Vegas. Can you take care of him? And I walked in, and they had a job sitting there waiting for me. So it was, it was amazing.
Something's how to tell me what I'm hearing here. This is
No, that is amazing. But I was thinking, you can tell you are a person of integrity, because if I was your manager, I would send you on the whole route. Like a good-looking guy like this, he could just
will hold him out.
Absolutely, his shirt would be cut to here, to his waist, to his waist, 100%.
Why are you objectifying him?
Listen, I'm saying if I was his manager,
okay.
He would only cook for like bridal showers, bachelorette parties,
come on,
divorce
yo.
parties.
This dude is way bigger
bang,
than that.
bang, bang.
On,
I
man.
said if I was like, I'd hold him out, and we'd have OnlyFans cook-offs. It would be
come
amazing.
on, man. This is Chef Shawn
Who's
Osbey.
the- hey,
He was on Chop.
I'm gonna chop this. I would be like, yo,
Go to a
chop
song.
it down, Chef.
Torch, go to a song,
Get
man.
the money, Chef.
Come on, man. We got Chef Shawn Osbey. I say Osbey. Is it Osby? Osby. Chef Shawn Osbey. Osbey. I want y'all to follow him, citizens. We like to have a lot of people in the culinary arts on the show because one of the reasons is I truly believe that the next revolution is through our food. And when you see all the control mechanisms that are taking place, people are buying up farmland, corporations. Food is now a big commodity.
Yeah.
Right? And anytime corporations get involved with that sort of thing, they're going to take shortcuts, the bottom line, which will mean that food can be compromised as long as it fits a certain standard, right? But that standard may be below your standard, and that standard may not work for you anatomically with your body and your metabolism and what we digest and how that affects our health in the long term.
Exactly.
And so this is why I love to have people like Chef Shawn Osbey here to break down how to present our food, how to cook it in a better way where we could benefit from it, the nutritional value of food. That's what food is all about, right? And how we can live healthier lives. And this man has done a lot with his career so far. He got a business management degree at Hartwick College. I like to put that in there, too, because he ain't just burning food.
Not just burning
Man,
food. Educated.
He's educated. He's marketing his food, the whole nine. He also went to the Connecticut Culinary Institute as well. Give that man a round of applause. He worked at Charlie Palmer's Steakhouse. He had an executive chef role at the Mirage in the Aria Hotel, Heather B in Vegas. You know how huge that is?
Huge.
I've eaten his food and didn't even know it was his food. I play poker. You may have seen him on ABC's Good Morning America. You might have read about him in Ebony. Come on, man. You might have saw him at Honeyland. I'm just telling you that this man has a resume that anyone would be proud of. Danbury, Connecticut. Chef Shawn Osbey is here. If you want to hire him for catering.
He's under new management, but go ahead.
If you want to hire him for catering, you can hit up Heather B.
Yeah, I'm around.
Okay.
You're the management.
Yeah.
Listen, listen, I'm a billionaire. If you ain't talking that talk, there's no need to have my client out here.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure he's right.
That's a great sales pitch.
This is the
Okay.
bottom line.
Chef Shawn Osbey Catering is the name of his company. I'm saying this, citizens, because these are people you wouldn't normally have access to or even come across, but because they come on this platform, you find out that they're open-minded and willing.
And of the culture.
And they want to share with you what they've experienced, what they've learned, so you can better your life. Chef Shawn Osbey. I just like talking about you. Really what's happening is the dude is preparing us plates of food. Well,
He's setting us up right.
He's making these plates. He's bringing them out, man. The way he's doing. Are you kidding this, Drew? Look what he's doing. This is somebody film this.
Catch the drizzle, Drew.
Catch the drizzle, my nizzle.
Catch the
my
drizzle,
photographizzle. My video photographizzle.
He's the videographer mesmerized. He's just staring with his camera in his pocket. Drew, you hungry, man? You good? Chef, what is this we're about to get right now? Here you go. Here's your mic. Here, that's what we do here.
That's what we do here.
Let me show you how to do that. You prepping plates. I'm prepping studios.
Yeah. So we got some spicy crab here on a crispy rice stick. It has a little sliced avocado, Fresno pepper, and it's finished with some fresh ponzu.
Okay, how did you prepare this?
Ponzu.
So we took some sushi rice. We baked it in the oven. We put our rice in the oven, and then we also seasoned it with a little mirin and sugar. Cooled it down, cut it out into rice sticks, and pan-seared it with a little olive oil and butter.
Okay, right. I do that.
The crab. I made crab today because I know how you did a horse. You was eating all the crab at Horse's birthday dinner.
This is my guy.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Like, so
What you just say? Repeat that,
Repeat
Chef.
it, Chef.
we heard
You made crab because of what, Chef?
we heard how Sway went hard on the crab legs.
Why you bringing up
Horse's
old
birthday
shit?
Chef, the management.
Wait, what
You gotta know your audience.
Let Chef talk. What?
Yeah. So I made you some crab. I know you were a fan of it. So it's a spicy crab. Got a little heat to it. Got some green onions in there, some masago, a little bit of sriracha, chili oil.
Oh my gosh! Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
You a citizen, huh?
Listen. You guys are in the kitchen every morning with me.
Wow, that's
Every
dope.
morning.
Thank you, man. I didn't even know
Honored.
that.
Yes.
I just had you up because I like you. Wow, let me taste this right now. I hope I like this.
This is absolutely amazing, Chef.
Thank you.
Fresh, and then I think the thing
Oh
that a
my
lot of
God.
people wouldn't even pay attention to, that you should notice when somebody is plating, giving you a plate of food. Look at the slices. Look at the cuts. Look at every single thing. It's done to perfection. Very meticulous.
Thank you.
And these are the things that people look at and should look at, and what you're taught, to do. The peppers are all the right size, the avocado, so when you have a bite, it's not one big piece here and one big. So
Right.
this is very beautiful, and the taste is amazing.
And it looks gorgeous. We often say that your first bite is with your eyes.
Sway,
Yeah.
man. Dry off, Sway. Crying.
No, that's a filthy mouth over there. Had a response. Go ahead, Kalani.
Filthy mouth.
Nah, the food is fire. Food is
Really
fire,
good.
Chef.
Thank you, sir.
This is good. Hey, this show has never been so quiet in his life. They're
What about
smacking.
Drew?
Drew, taste some, man. You stared at it.
Drew, look all sad and shit. Like, come on, man.
Drew thought we forgot about Drew.
Come on, Drew, enjoy it.
Chef, let me ask you this. Shawn Osbey. Y'all follow him at ChefShaWNOSBEY. You have your own catering company. What kind of clients do you look for? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. We do anything from 2 people up to 5,000. I really and I call myself I call my company a boutique catering company. We don't have that that big catering book that most catering companies have. You pick option A, B. We really sit down and we talk about what you want to accomplish with your event, and we create that experience for you. So it's all about making sure you look good, making sure I look good, make sure your guests feel like they are at a place of comfort and greatness.
Okay.
I was going to ask, what's the most outside of CHOP, because we know you have to be very creative in there, but in your work experiences, to problem solve, you really do have to be creative with it, especially if you are curating an experience for someone from scratch. Is there a memory that is at the top of your mind of when you were just like, whoa, I really have to design something that I didn't even know I was capable of, and you shocked yourself?
Yeah, so as I'm a traveling chef, so I travel the world with clients, and sometimes these events that I go to, they don't have kitchens, so you gotta be creative and build your own kitchen.
Wow.
So I got booked for this dinner on block event at the White. It's right on in Washington D.C., right in front of the Capitol building. Lincoln Lux was the main sponsor, and they hired me to do their table. So it's probably about 55 people, a state table right in the middle of the Capitol building, and there was no kitchen. There was no power, no kitchen anywhere. So I had to create a whole kitchen in this parking garage, about a quarter of a mile away.
That's crazy.
And then I had an SUV, had the trunk up. I had a portable stove. I had a portable fryer. And I was cooking out the back of my truck. Yeah, so it was crazy. I didn't know how I was gonna pull it off, but when it came together, it came together. It was a beautiful event. They had no idea.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was great.
Chef Shawn Osbey.
You can trust them.
What about a storefront? When is it the Chef Shawn Osbey restaurant is coming?
We're working on it. I got a great building that I may be putting a bid on today. So we'll see.
Wow, where's it located?
It's in
No, I mean,
it's in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
We'll block.
Yeah, it's a beautiful location. Nice neighborhood right in the nice central part of Atlanta.
Okay.
And what will the cuisine be?
I don't know. I have so many different restaurant
ideas.
So I gotta really sit down and just work on it.
Yeah. Listen, well, your food. I mean, just
This
from
food
one
was
man,
amazing.
it's so
Thank
good.
you.
Every bite.
Nice blend of spices. Nothing too poignant. I loved it, man. Honestly, I'm a snob when it comes to my palate, especially when it comes to crab. Man, give this chef a big round of applause.
Absolutely.
Yo, you got family?
Yeah, I got my mom, my brothers. One of my brothers lives in Atlanta, and my other brother lives in Orlando area. He's a chef as well.
Oh wow.
My middle brother, yeah, he's not as good as me, but he
I was
tries.
gonna say, is it competitive in the kitchen?
Ow.
When we come together for holidays, he's automatically sous chef, so
Wow.
he falls in line.
That's crazy. Your younger brother?
I'm the youngest of 3 boys. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Chef Shawn, at this past Emmy Awards, The Bear, which is a really popular show, Citizens, I highly recommend that you watch it. And they take you inside the drama of starting up a new restaurant, all of the leadership challenges that can happen and how your personal life can spill into it. And they continuously win. Last year they had 10 wins. They beat out, and this year their own record, they have 11 wins. Have you watched the show, first of all?
I'm a big fan. I love the show.
Do you feel like that show is an accurate description of what happens in the kitchen?
Yeah, it's a great representation. It really shows the power dynamic and like how creative you can be and how people really love this field. When I left Las Vegas, I moved to Atlanta and I took a job at Georgia Tech Hotel and Conference Center as their banquet chef. It was one of the most challenging jobs I've ever had, and not because of the food, but the staffing. It was people that kind of didn't have like the same insight that I have about food, or wasn't as passionate about food as I was. They were kind of there for a check, and it was like, I'm just gonna make this money and going home. But and I was more like, we gotta get these cuts right. We gotta get these, and more about. If you're a chef, you gotta be a teacher too. You gotta be able to teach what your creativeness is. What you want to portray, so somebody has to do it. You can't sit there and do it yourself all day. So you have to teach somebody what you're thinking and how you want it done. And it was a challenge, but we got it there. And once it took about a good year to get everybody together. So.
Is there any combat, and that like y'all fight at all behind the kitchen doors?
No, yeah. I mean, it's you got to go on the walk-in and just talk it out or whatever you're gonna do.
Wow. Sound like you done knuckled up a little bit. You try to keep it under wraps.
The walk-in cooler is like a safe haven. You go in there to cool down. And if you got something to say, you go and scream it out, or you want to talk to somebody. Let me talk to you in the walk-in. That's the office right there.
Have you ever had a really aggressive teacher? Because there's episodes of The Bear too, where Carmi, who's the main character, some of the executive chefs that he's worked under were a source of trauma for him and created a lot of anxiety with their expectations.
Yeah, there's been a lot of chefs I work for that they want to that power trip. They want to throw their weight around. They try to talk to you crazy. But I feel like a lot of chefs they're kind of fading out. That era of throwing shoes and throwing pots at people is kind of.
You had a pot thrown at you?
Not at me particularly. They didn't want to do that, but I've seen it done before. Yeah.
You saw a gun before?
No, I've seen that done before.
What? Creating drama in the
Chef
kitchen.
said he saw a gun before.
He said he saw it done
before.
Yeah.
From the stove?
Yeah. They'll throw hot pans at you and everything. People, they'll try to set you up. Like there's little tricks you can do in the kitchen. They'll blow your pilot lights out on your stove, so you have to like constantly light your stove every day. Like it's crazy out there.
You've seen that done before, huh?
And people, if you don't know how to light pilots right, you can blow yourself up. So it's a thing.
Everybody ain't a chef, bro. It's just not.
Wow.
And it's crazy. Like this profession, like you gotta work. You gotta pay your dues. Like every profession, but this one it's hard work, and you gotta think about the type of people that you're working with. Everybody that works in kitchens, they're not the most educated, they're not the most cultured. They're like,
That's
so
true.
you gotta know who you're working with. So it's.
You ever sustained an injury? Like you cut your finger, burned yourself?
Yeah, that's everything. Cuts and burns.
What's the worst?
That's part of it. I've been cool. I got little stitches. I got stitches on my finger here.
Tracy,
little
like,
stitches.
show me.
Don't mess up the money, Tracy.
Right.
Tracy trying to mess up my money.
Tracy, like, you
I
burn your
never
chest.
cut a finger off or anything.
Yeah,
Just like a little
your
nip.
Be easy,
Little
chef.
nip
We got
scratch.
work to do. We got work to do. Tracy messing it up.
Yeah. But that comes along with it, though.
Hey, do chefs be having groupies?
Yeah, you got the whole chef fan world,
The chef fan world?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. How that's going?
It's all right. I do all right.
Serving that meat outside the kitchen, you heard?
I do all right,
Wow.
Wow, DB. Welcome to guest.
No vegan groupies.
No vegan groupies.
Only want meat.
All you can eat.
How does that work with your social life though? Like,
So I work a lot, so
Yeah.
I'm always on the grind. So you always, especially when you work for yourself, you got to create your income, create your lifestyle that you want to live.
Yeah.
So I'm always working on the grind. So when I have time to have fun, I do.
okay, all right, man. It's a serious chef right
So
there.
listen, Sway, I got a Michael Jordan story for you.
Okay.
I heard your Michael Jordan
my
story.
Michael story?
I do know. It was great.
I love
So
this
listen.
guy, man. First of all,
He's a citizen.
you a citizen.
Oh, listen, I listen to you guys every day.
Okay,
Thank
all right,
you.
all right.
Yeah, so I moved to Las Vegas when I was 24. This was
Okay.
back in like 2004. I went to this nightclub called Light in the Bellagio.
Okay.
And so it's probably like my 4th or 5th month in Las Vegas. I'm at the bar. When I go to bars, I tip to the bartender. My first drink, I
Yeah.
tip big, because we're gonna be doing this all night.
For a minute, right.
So I was at the bar talking to the bartender. I see everybody like moving tables around. They're putting up stanchions and like getting the whole section set up. And I'm like, yo, who you got coming in? It was like Michael Jordan about to come in. So I'm like mind blown. I'm like, oh, Michael Jordan about to come in. Yo, oh, excuse me. So I'm like looking around, looking at the door, waiting for him to come in. So Michael Jordan walks in. Charles Barkley walks in. Charles Oakley. And Damon Wayne.
Oh my God. And
Damon
Damon
Wayne.
Wayne.
Damon Wayne, kid you not. So they walk them straight back to their section. So I walk up just to get a better view. I walk up closer. The guy at the rope open it up. He's like, "Go ahead, sir. Go ahead."
Your
Right
height.
Oh, he thought you was with
so
him.
I guess he thought I was with him. I don't know what it was, but I mosey right on in the section.
That's right.
So they had back then, Chris Stiles was big back then, so they had Chris Stiles set up. I was like, I ain't never had Chris Stiles before. So I grab a glass.
Oh my God.
So I'm sipping champagne. They over there just chilling, doing their thing. So over walks Charles Barkley. He's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" So we started chatting, and I know he's from Alabama, and my mom's from Alabama, so I started talking about Alabama. He was like, "Oh." Yeah. Over walks Michael Jordan.
Oh my
kidding me?
God.
Hey, I promise you, Charles. Hey, that's my boy Shawn right here. Mike dapped me up. We sitting there chilling. Me and Mike and Charles just sitting there chilling like we like boys.
Wow.
And this went on for like literally about 45 minutes. I hung out with Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley.
You kidding
I
me?
kid you
Yo.
Wow.
not. In the club.
What was your exit game? How did you get out?
So they bounced before I did, and they left me the section.
No way.
Yo, it was a good night.
Yo, man.
It was a good night.
And the
But
lesson
listen, the kicker is, so my two older brothers, they come out to visit me probably like 3 months later. We're in the same club. Charles Barkley comes back in again. And they're like, "Oh, that's Charles Barkley." I was like, "Oh, that's my boy. I know Charles." They was like, "You don't know Charles." I was like, "Come on." So I walk him over there, and Charles goes, "Shawn, what's up?" I kid you not. And they looked at me like, "What the hell you got going on out here in Vegas?" So that was my
That's
introduction.
dope.
Oh, that's an awesome story right there.
It's a testament to who you are and your personality and your spirit. Good, you can feel the vibes even
Nah,
in here.
you
That's
good
love,
man. I'm glad we made this
Yeah.
happen, man. Chef Shawn Osbey, man. Hey, man, thanks for coming on the show,
Thanks for
brother.
having me. I really
Hope
appreciate
you had a
it,
good
man.
time,
Oh,
man.
absolutely. It's a dream come true, man. I love you guys. I tell you,
love you too.
I roll with you guys every morning, man.
Thank
this
you,
is,
Shawn.
Wow,
I feel
appreciate
like
it.
I'm at home with you.
You are at home, man.
Yes.
Come
Look,
on,
you
man.
cooking for us. Thank you.
Hey,
Love
man.
it.
Hey, come back, bring food anytime.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you guys reach out for Chef Shawn Osbey at Chef ChefShawnOsbey.